You were still calling me baby, but it sounded practice now, like a word you didn't mean anymore, just something you knew how. You sat beside me on the couch, miles away in your mind. I kept pretending I was fine while losing you in real time. I felt the ending in the calm. Love shouldn't feel this numb. I loved you while you were letting me go, while your heart was learning how. I stayed faithful to every promise. You were quietly breaking down. I loved you while you were letting me go, when staying felt too heavy for you. I was still choosing us, you were choosing something new. We stopped talking about feelings, like silence was a cure. You said, nothing's really wrong, but love shouldn't feel unsure. I learned how to lower my voice so I wouldn't push you away. I called it understanding, but it felt like begging to stay. You were already halfway gone. I was still holding on. I loved you while you were letting me go, through distance I couldn't name. I kept reaching for your heart, you kept stepping out of range. I loved you while you were letting me go. When touch felt out of place, you rested from my forever. I rested in the air. I blame myself for every change, your cold replies, your tired eyes. I thought if I loved you better, I could make you wanna try. I memorized your moves like it was my job to stay. I shrank myself to fit in a love slipping away. I was fixing what you released, loving someone already free. I loved you while you were letting me go, when my tears felt too loud. I asked for reassurance, you asked me to calm down. I loved you while you were letting me go, when hope felt immature. You needed peace without me, I needed us to endure. It admits that you're gone, but my heart still waits for noise, like loving you was wrong. I still leave space beside me, like habits don't know the truth, like maybe staying loyal could still bring you through. If love is knowing when to stop, why did staying feel so right? Why did leaving feel like failure? Even when you'd left inside it's the kind of pain that stays. I remember when your voice used to pull me back to life. Now it just fills the silence like an echo I survive. You sit across the room from me, so close yet far away. I watch you fade in real time and pretend that I'm okay. We didn't fall apart at once, we just slowly came undone. I stayed until I felt nothing, until loving felt the same. I kept giving you my heartbeat, you barely said my name. I stayed until I felt nothing, when pain became routine. I didn't leave when it was broken, I left when it stopped hurting me. We stopped asking, are you okay? Like answers didn't matter. We learned how to talk about nothing, so the truth wouldn't shatter. We said this is what love becomes, like emptiness was proof. But love shouldn't feel like waiting for someone to tell the truth. You called it growing older, I called it losing you. I stayed until I felt nothing, through distance and delay. I kept hoping you'd come back to me, you kept drifting away. I stayed until I felt nothing, when tears no longer came. I didn't walk out angry, I walked out numb with pain. I memorized your moods like it was my job to stay. I kept lowering my knees so you wouldn't run away. I told myself love matures, that this was how it goes. But love shouldn't feel like surviving on things you're afraid to say. I stayed quiet to keep the peace and lost myself in it. I stayed until I felt nothing, when silence felt like rest. You laid your head on my shoulder, but not your heart on my chest. I stayed until I felt nothing, when hope felt immature. You needed space to breathe again, I needed love to endure. Now the house feels honest finally. It doesn't ask for you, but my heart still checks the door like habits don't know what's true. I don't miss you like I used to, I miss who I was then. Before loving you taught me how to disappear inside someone else. If love is knowing when to leave, why did staying but you were already resting while I was holding you. I stayed until I felt nothing. Long after love was gone, I carried all the patience you were leaning on. I stayed until I felt nothing, until numbness felt like peace. You healed by moving forward, I healed by feeling nothing that it leaves. So if I love slower now, if my heart feels unsure, it's because I once stayed too long and learned love doesn't always end with war. Sometimes it ends quietly, without tears, without sound. I stayed until I felt nothing. And that's when I finally walked out. Used to look at me like home, like nothing else was calling you. Now your eyes pass straight through mine, like I'm something you already knew. You still say my name sometimes, but it sounds different now, like a word you say politely, not a promise, not a vow. I felt the weight before the fall. Love got tired, that was all. I stayed when love was already tired, when effort felt too hard to try. I kept lighting fires alone, while your heart let the flame die. I stayed when love was already tired, when hope felt out of place. You rested from our forever, I rested in the ache. Didn't scream, we didn't break, we just learned to speak less each day. You said I'm fine, don't worry, and I believed you anyway. I adjusted my expectations, made myself smaller for you. I called it compromise, but deep down I knew I was still choosing us. You were choosing rest. I stayed when love was already tired, when staying felt unfair. I kept holding all the weight, you stopped meeting me there. I stayed when love was already tired, when silence felt like peace. You called it growing older, I called it losing me. I learned how not to ask for much, so you wouldn't feel the strain. I swallowed words that needed air, and taught myself the pain. I smiled through unfinished talks, through nights you turned away. I told myself love matures, but love shouldn't decay. I stayed quiet so you would wouldn't go, and lost myself real slow. I stayed when love was already tired, when my tears felt too loud. I asked for reassurance, you asked me to calm down. I stayed when love was already tired, when your touch felt like a chore. I was still reaching for your heart, you weren't reaching anymore. Now the house feels honest finally. It admits that you're gone, but my heart still waits for noise, like loving you was wrong. I still save space beside me, like habits don't know the truth. Like maybe staying loyal could still bring something through. If love means knowing when to stop, why did I never know when? Why did staying feel so natural while leaving felt like sin? I would have carried everything if you had asked me to, but you didn't need a partner, you needed distance too. I stayed when love was already tired, long after you checked out. I gave you all the patience, you ran out of doubt. I stayed when love was already tired, when you needed space to breathe. You healed by letting go, I broke by believing. So if I love quieter now, if my heart hesitates, it's because I once stayed too long and learned love can get tired and not come back the same. You didn't stop loving suddenly, you didn't even fight. I stayed when love was already tired and learned how to survive. The night I was never good with promises, never trusted words that stayed. Every love I tried before always found a way to fade. Then you stood right in my silence, didn't rush, didn't run. You just waited with your heart, like you knew I was the one. I was tired of almost forever, of goodbyes dressed as truth. But something in your quiet smile made me believe in you. I'll stay until the last song, until the lights go down, when every voice is faded and there's no one else around. I'll stay until the last song, when time forgets our names. If love is just a moment, I'll give you all fears at 2 a.m., making the dark feel less alone. You saw me at my weakest, never turned away. You held my shaking hands like you always planned to stay. I was scared you'd see my scars and decide I was too much, but you kissed every broken part like that's what you came for, love. I'll stay until the last song, until the final line. When the world stops listening, I'll still call you mine. I'll stay until the last song, through the silence and the pain. If loving you is everything, then I have nothing left to gain. If tomorrow breaks us open, if life pulls us apart, know you left your fingerprints on every beat of my heart. I choose you in the ending, in the middle, in the start. Even if the road gets dark, I know exactly where you are. I'll stay until the last song, even when my voice is gone. If my hands can't hold you, then my heart will sing along. I'll stay until the last song, till the stars fall out of tune. When the night feels endless, I'll still be here with you. I'll stay until the last song. No fear, no disguise. If forever ever asked my name, I'll answer with your eyes. So play this love a little slow, let the final note ring true. If this is all we ever have, I'm staying here with you. We spoke in silence late at night, I saying things words couldn't try. Two lonely souls afraid to fall, pretending we were strong at all. Your shadow danced on bedroom walls, while hope was knocking soft and small. I didn't know what love should be until your heart spoke back to me. I was running from the truth, hiding scars I never showed, but you read between my lies like you'd always known my soul. When love was our language, we didn't need to speak. Every touch was honest, every promise deep. When love was our language, each other's broken parts, like old songs played on worn-out hearts. Your tears fell heavy on my chest. I held you close, I did my best. The nights were long, the future unsure, but loving you felt strong and pure. Even fear had lost its sound when your heartbeat was around. I was scared of losing you, scared of losing me, but you stayed when leaving would have been so easy. When love was our language, we said it without sound. Every fight, every forgiveness never tore us down. When love was our language, we wrote it on our skin. Every kiss a memory, we live again and again. If tomorrow breaks us apart, if life rewrites our plans, know you lived inside my heart more than anyone ever can. I choose you through the fire, through the doubt, through the pain. If loving you was my last breath, I'd breathe your name again. When love was our language, even goodbye felt kind. Every ending left a mark on this heart of mine. When love was our language, heaven heard our plea. Every lifetime, every road would still lead you to me. When love was our language, nothing felt untrue. If the stars should fall tonight, I'd fall again for you. So if someday you hear this song and wonder where your heart belongs, just close your eyes and you will see love still speaks in you and me. I've been chasing empty skies, looking for a place to land. Every dream was passing by, slipping slowly through my hands. Then you walked into my life, I finally belong somewhere. I was tired of the noise of love that never stayed. Then your voice cut through the dark, and every fear just slipped away. Where your heart stays is where mine learned to breathe. In your arms time disappears, every doubt leaves me. Where your heart stays is where I lay my name. If forever needs a home, it's written in your flame. We build hope on fragile nights, on promises we barely knew. But every time I lost my way, I always ended up with you. Your tears fell soft against my skin, like rain that heals the ground. I held you close, afraid to blink, in case this love was just a sound. I was scared to let you in, scared you'd see my truth. But you smiled and stayed with me, like love was something you choose. Where your heart stays, I found the strength to stand. Every broken part of me you held in your hands. Where your heart stays, I finally understand. Love isn't meant to save us, it's meant to help us if tomorrow pulls us apart, if life rewrites our plans. Know you lived inside my heart long before I said I can. I choose you through the silence, through the doubt, through the fear. If loving you is all I leave, then I left something real. Where your heart stays, even goodbye feels kind. Every moment leaves its mark on this heart of mine. Where your heart stays, that's where I'll remain. Through every life, every storm, through pleasure and through pain. Where your heart stays is where my soul will be. When the last light fades away, you're still enough for me. So if the night feels cold again, and you don't know where to go, just remember love still lives where your heart chose home. what to chase, what to lose. Every voice gets louder now, every truth feels used. I was tired of the noise inside, of pretending I was fine. Then you spoke without a word, and somehow quiet felt like mine. I've been guarding every feeling, like love was something to fear. But you waited without asking, until my heart could hear. I'll meet you in the quiet, where the world can reach, where every broken promise finally gets some peace. I'll meet you in the quiet, where your hand finds mine. If love is more than just a sound, it's us in time. We didn't need perfect moments, just honesty and light. Late night talks and open scars, learning love in real time. You saw me when I faltered, never turned away. You didn't try to fix my past, you asked me here to stay. I was scared of leaning in, of needing someone true, but loving you felt less like falling, more like coming through. I'll meet you in the quiet, when the days feel loud, when the world is breaking down and hope feels hard to find. I'll meet you in the quiet, no matter where we go. If love is where we listen, and I already know. If tomorrow pulls us apart, if life rewrites our plans, no, you didn't just hold my hands, you taught my heart to stand. I'd find you in the silence, in the spaces between pain. If loving you is destiny, I'd choose it all again. I'll meet you in the quiet, even goodbye feels kind. Every moment leaves its echo in this heart of mine. I'll meet you in the quiet, when the last song plays, when the lights go down for good and words all fade away. I'll meet you in the quiet, beyond the end of time. If forever ever asks me where, I'll say your heart, that's mine. So when the world gets heavy and love feels hard to find, just close your eyes and meet me in the quiet every time. still calling me too soon. I sit alone with fading lines and memories that stay. No matter how the years go by, you never fade away. I try to silence all the things my heart keeps holding on, but love like this won't disappear. It only turns to song. So I wait for you in every song, in every word I sing, between the lines of broken dreams. You're everything. If loving you was all I knew before the world went wrong, I wait for you. I wait for you in every song. I've seen the sun rise without you, filled nights that wouldn't end. I've learned the shape of loneliness and how it pretends. I've held on to another love, but it never felt the same, because my heart still recognizes the sound of your name. They say the past should stay behind, like records left to dust, but every melody I hear still leads me back to us. So I wait for you in every song, no matter where you are, through empty rooms and quiet prayers. You're still my star. If time erased our story before we got it right, I'll wait for you in every song, every If I could stand before you now with nothing left to lose, I'd tell you every love I tried was only missing you. I'd say your love was everything that taught my heart to feel. And even broken, even scarred, this love is real. Maybe love was never meant to fade with passing time. Some hearts are written in the soul and carved in rhyme. If destiny took you away before I could hold on, every song. I gave you all. So if you hear this melody on a lonely road someday, just know my heart is still right there, waiting in every song I play. Didn't know your face or name, but I felt you all the same. Like a song without a sound, still my heart was looking around. Every road I walked alone, every wish I never owned, somehow led me here tonight, to the truth inside your eyes. I was tired of almost love, promises that fade away. Then you smiled and everything finally knew where it should stay. I loved you before, forever, before time knew what to do, before stars learned how to shine. I was always finding you. I loved you before, forever, before words could make it real. If eternity has a face, it's the way you make me feel. We learned the art of standing still in a world that never will. Late night talks and morning rain, healing every hidden pain. You saw parts I tried to hide, held my fear and stayed inside. Every scar I tried to deny, you called proof that I survived. I was scared to give my soul, scared of losing what I found, but you swore you wouldn't run, even if the lights went out. I loved you before, forever, before dreams had any shape. Every lifetime, every door led me to the same mistake. Not loving you would break me more. Even when I didn't know, even when my faith was weak, my heart was holding hope. I loved you before, forever, now and always till the end. If the universe goes dark, you'll still be my light again. doesn't end, it just waits for me and you. I've walked through too many nights trying to outrun my past. Every love I almost had was never built to last. I learned how to stand alone, how to smile and let things go. But somewhere deep inside my chest I still believed in more. I was done with dreaming, done with hoping too much. Then you looked at me like I was already enough. I chose you in every life, in every wrong, in every right. Before the stars learned how to shine, I was already yours, you were mine. I chose you in every life, through every fall, through every fight. If love keeps coming back around, it's you I'd always find. We didn't promise easy days, we just promised we'd stay. Holding hands through broken plans, learning love along the way. You saw the parts I never shared, the fear I hide behind my pride. You didn't try to fix my heart, you stood right by its side. I was scared you'd walk away when you saw the truth in me, but you kissed my deepest doubt like it was something to believe. I chose you in every life, in every dream that felt too far, every road I've ever walked. Let me ride to where you are. I chose you in every life, when my faith was running thin. If love ever asks my name, I'll answer you if tomorrow changes everything, if time pulls us apart, no, you didn't just touch my hands, you rewrote my heart. I'd find you in the silence, in the spaces between pain. If loving you is fate itself, I'd choose it all again. I chose you in every life, even when I was afraid, even when I lost my way. My heart still knew your name. I chose you in every life, now and then and after time. When the world forgets our story, I'll still remember mine. I chose you in every life, when the lights are finally gone. If eternity is listening, it knows where I belong. So if this song is all that's left, when words no longer do, let it say what matters most. I chose every life, I chose you.